Personally, I think it would be stakeholder engagement, making sure that you've done your proper research, you understand what people need out in the real world, and then start to build.
I would say keep the focus on interoperability. If you're not always thinking about sharing data and others consuming your data, then chances are you might be doing something wrong. I would say pay particular attention to custom data models that you might be building. If you're building a custom data model, you might not be thinking about interoperability.
So the important factor in getting a successful FHIR implementation, I think there are two actually. One is don't only look at the examples that an IG might give you. It's not just a fill out the gaps here exercise. You really have to understand what FHIR does. And B, think ahead about having multiple versions. There will be a newer version of the implementation guide or the FHIR spec that you're dealing with. And if you don't plan ahead for that, you're going to get stuck later.
I mean, there's so many factors, and doing what the client wants. But for me, being connected to the FHIR community so that you know who to ask when you're not sure how to proceed, and make sure that you use the validator and you're doing good conformance standards implementation.
I think to make FHIR implementation successfully in any area, you don't need to be isolated. You need to work in community, and this community approach to interoperability is very important, because what's the point if your solution is not able to talk each other's solutions, even if you are both talking FHIR? You need to do some agreement. You need to work with the implementation guide and see that all pieces together smoothly. And without that, it is not possible to build successful implementation. That's my thoughts.
In my opinion, I think the most important thing that specifiers should be aware of is that you're specifying something once, but there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of implementers that will have to put this into production. And I think the most important paradigm for any specification should be to keep it simple. To kind of prevent a proliferation of multiple implementation guides, and also to minimize the money and the effort that goes into implementation, and to rather produce quick successes that prove the validity of the approach, and then, use incremental steps to make stuff more complicated and more comprehensive.
I don't know that I can narrow it down to one. I would say if I had to pick one, I would go with scope. If you have a well-defined scope and you understand the problem and it's tractable and you know exactly where your edges are and your touch points are, you can be successful. It's not going to guarantee success, but I've never seen a project that didn't have a good scope be successful, because then you end up trying to boil the ocean and do different things, or you get lost in the weeds doing a technical optimization that you didn't need to do because you didn't understand your actual use cases and all those things. So if I had to pick one, I'll go with well-defined scope.